Alabama's search for a successor to Jalen Milroe. Tide turns the tide with SMU quarterback Kelen Russell. How was said? No one expected this, and neither did Jalen Milroe. But Alabama has already signed its successor, according to the most optimistic. He is now on Alabama's radar. In a significant win on the recruiting trail, Alabama successfully landed four-star quarterback Kelen Russell from SMU on Tuesday. Russell, who had been committed to SMU since September, reconsidered his commitment after taking an official visit to Tuscaloosa last weekend. And that was surprising, guys. Enjoy and subscribe to the channel. Russell's commitment to Alabama signals a possible succession plan for the post-Jalen Milroe era. He is likely to enter competition with former recruit Austin Mack, who followed Kalen DeBoer from Washington to Alabama. In a conversation with 247 Sports, Russell shared valuable insight he gained from Milroe. He said, "The biggest thing he told me was the adversity he's been through so far. I was like, yeah, it gave me something. This is how real defenders move now. You've got Michael Penix. Everyone at quarterback has struggled with adversity, whether it's changing schools or something like that. I feel like that was one of the biggest things for me." Russell is ranked as the number 39 overall player and number 6 quarterback in the 2025 recruiting cycle by 247 Sports. Along with his commitment announcement, Russell canceled visits he had originally planned to Florida, June 7 to 9, and Oregon, June 21 to 23. Over the past 2 years, Russell has achieved an impressive 29-1 record and led Texas high school national power Duncanville to back-to-back 6A D1 titles. His career completion percentage of 69.6 ranks highest among top 247 quarterbacks. Alabama has impressed and recruited great guys, along with DeBoer, who is also impressing, even after the Saban era. Four-star defensive back Rylan Dillard Allen names Alabama among his top schools ahead of official visit. On Monday, Rylan Dillard Allen, a four-star defensive back in the class of 2025, announced his top 4 schools ahead of his official visit to the Alabama football program. Dillard Allen, who graduated from Mountain Point High School in Phoenix, Arizona, listed Alabama, Texas A&M, UCLA, and Washington as her top schools. Dillard Allen has already officially visited UCLA. Now, Alabama, which offered him last month, will host him this coming weekend. Dillard Allen expressed her excitement about Alabama's offer, saying, "This is one of those offers you dream about as a kid." Dillard Allen, Alabama's new target, is a multi-sport athlete at Mountain Point High School. He has a personal best of 10.8 in the 100-meter dash and can reportedly run 40 yards in 4.29 seconds. His speed is evident on the football field, where he approaches the ball with an explosive burst to break up the play or make a big hit. Dillard Allen had an impressive junior season, finishing with 40 tackles, 2 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles. Kaden Proctor talked about his return to Bama. Did you see it? The Alabama football team is preparing for a strong season in the fall of 2024. The Crimson Tide, under the leadership of head coach Kalen DeBoer, has a revamped team. One of the team's members, defensive lineman Kaden Proctor, left Alabama to join the Iowa football team but later returned. Proctor spoke candidly about his movement, sharing his experience of a busy offseason. In his first season at Alabama, Kaden Proctor distinguished himself as an All-American offensive lineman. However, his early success was not enough to keep him in Tuscaloosa. Proctor, who grew up outside of Des Moines, Iowa, decided to transfer to the Iowa football program when former coach Nick Saban retired. The roster turnover Alabama experience didn't help either, and Proctor was determined to continue his college career elsewhere. However, after careful reflection, Proctor realized that Alabama was the best place for him. He felt he had made a mistake and expressed his regret for leaving. "I definitely regret it," Proctor told 247 Sports. "It's probably one of the worst decisions I've made in my life. Because looking back, I had so many people who cared about me here and tried to tell me that this was the best place for me, and I really wasn't thinking straight. I let Coach Kelen and the team talk to me, trying to convince me to stay, but I wasn't really sitting there and listening to them. I was so determined to go home that no one was going to change my mind. Even my parents told me that, but they said, "Okay, you'll figure it out for yourself." And that's exactly what happened. I gave them credit. I said, "You're right." I can't do anything other than say you're right, and I made a mistake, Proctor revealed. To finish, he said, "I apologize for not listening to you," Proctor said. "I'm ready to come back and give everything for this team. We hope he wins titles at Alabama now." And what did you think of Proctor's speech? Kane Womack has a player on his hands who is preparing for an exceptional season. Jeremiah Alexander of Alabaster, Alabama, has been excited for this opportunity since his school days. He joined the Crimson Tide program as the state's top player in the 2022 recruiting class and one of the nation's top edge rushers. At Thompson High School, Alexander struck terror into the hearts of opposing running backs and quarterbacks with his relentless defense. During his senior year, he impressed the opposition with 93 tackles, 29 stops for loss, 10 sacks, and 27 quarterback pressures, leading the Warriors to the 2021 Class 7A state title. By Alabama over several other programs, but also agreed to change positions for the Tide. Now, Alexander is an inside linebacker and has made a very positive impression in spring practice. Kalen the coach, was impressed to see him dominate the field. Alexander made several impactful plays and was one of the standout defenders in the spring game. He has appeared in 18 games over 2 seasons, but knows this fall is his time. Alexander has been training with former Alabama receiver Mike McCoy at Maximum Performance Institute, MPI, in Birmingham. McCoy, the 2009 BCS national champion, predicts Alexander will explode this season. Jeremiah has football intelligence and physicality. Everything comes together when he dominates this defense, McCoy said. I told Alexander in high school that he would be a better linebacker than an edge defender. He already knows how to get rid of his opponents. When fall camp arrives, watch what I say about it. In the 4th or 5th game of the season, see what I'm going to say about him. After a spring scrimmage, told reporters that stuff happens when Alexander is on the field. This is very good for Alabama. I also want to know your opinion. Comment is important.